this Yankee fan was talking shit about my boy Adam Judge. He's talking to this guy, but he know who I am, and he want me to hear what he had to say. This is what I told him. I was like, "Hey, have you ever taken a minute to picture the Yankees lineup without Adam Judge next year?" And the motherfucker stayed quiet for a minute. And I told him I never got booed at Fenway Park, and that's why I ride and die with those fans. That say a lot about you Yankee fans.
Games with Names is presented by WynnBET. Betting is a team sport, of course, so join the WynnBET team and bet with the best. October 17th, 2004, Fenway Park, Boston, Massachusetts.
The Red Sox are down to the Yankee 3-0. Surely nothing can go wrong here.
The curse of the Big Bambino is alive and well.
Bottom of the 12th, tied 4-4 with a 2-1 count.
The ball cracks off David Ortiz bat.
Deep to right field. It's going. It's going.
This is the 2004 ALCS. Hello, and welcome to Games with Names presented by WynnBET. I'm Julian Edelman.
I'm Sam Morril. We're on the search to find the greatest game of all time. This one is certainly not it, I have to tell you.
I think this is a great game.
I almost didn't show up.
What game is it?
I almost didn't show up today.
What is this game?
It's the 2004 ALCS, Red Sox Yankees. We're talking game 4. They were down 3-0. This is the game that kept them alive. God damn it. It was in Boston. We're going to be joined by David Ortiz later. I don't like Ortiz, but I respect Ortiz. He is a likable player. He is a postseason clutch as they come type of guy. We'll talk about what's going on in the world in October in 2004. We'll take a look back at both of these teams in the series as a whole. And we'll wrap it up by naming and scoring the game. This is a tough one for me. I remember this closely.
I do too. I was on the West Coast. I was, 18 right here?
Yeah.
17, 18.
Yeah.
And this was kind of my introduction, really.
We were barely legal, both of us.
Barely, but legal.
Barely.
Barely.
There was grass in the field. So let's play ball.
And if there's not, you roll around playing them. I'm just joking.
Just an inside fun joke.
Yeah, inside fun joke.
I will say this series pissed me off. It was tough because Yankees fans were, I have to admit, we were spoiled rotten in the 90s. We won what? 4 and 5 years? It was something insane. It was 96, 98, 99, 2000. So I was aware, obviously, of the curse of the Bambino. The Red Sox fans were struggling. They won in Boston. They won another. I mean, the Celtics are a dominant franchise, but baseball is different.
It was very different. And like I was saying, this is my introduction really to the Boston-New York rivalry. This nationwide was huge because we were always talk about back in these days, we could only get the broadcast of your really local teams. And this was just such a huge game because everyone knew the curse of the great Bambino. Babe Ruth trade goes to the Yankees, and everyone, on the West Coast didn't really. We hated the Yankees because they were always winning. They were the cream of the crop. They were everything. It seemed like every year they were winning World Series, and so
that was a scrappy team. I mean, the '96 team that won it. You think of Yankees as buying up players now, but a lot of those dudes were like, we drafted Jeter, we drafted Mariano, Paul O'Neill we traded for, Bernie we drafted, Andy Pettit. It felt more homegrown, so it was a great time to get into the Yankees. My grandfather was a Yankees fan. I'd sit on his lap and watch the games as a little kid. My intro was Don Mattingly, who's like one of the coolest athletes ever. They had Wade Boggs, all these mustachioed gentlemen just swiping the ball. Such a cool team, but I admit we were spoiled.
I have to say, as like a rugged, tough guy, I didn't know the aura between this rivalry. And I just always saw, the Yankees were clean cut guys and their, pinstripes. And then you saw the Boston people just tough, dirty, muddy, Johnny Damon with his beard. You got the captain behind the plate, Veritek. You got Big Papi hitting dingers. And it was just, for me, as someone that wasn't in this rivalry quite yet, I just felt like I was connected to Boston from the very beginning.
I understand it. They were the underdog. I have to remove my bias here and talk about this as as just a pure sports fan. And I'm a Yankees fan, but that Red Sox team, it was meant to be. I've never seen, 3-0 had never happened in baseball history.
Ever.
I didn't think it was.
Gotta believe.
But I'll tell you, I got nervous.
No, you didn't.
I was nervous.
You were not nervous after Game 4. You're like,
I thought once they won this game, I was like, fuck. I thought the Yankees would put it away, but
the momentum.
The Red Sox are playing with house money because when you're down 3-0, no one expects you to win. So I was a little nervous. When the pressure is in a weird way off, you can really just play your best baseball, and that's what they did. And they had, Jeter was as clutch as they come, but for one swing to end a game, no one was more clutch than David Ortiz. They just weren't.
The series before against the Twins in Game 7 hits a walk-off homer.
His former team, he was a twin.
What did you call him? He was a
dented can aisle guy. He was damaged goods, and Jack, they got him.
Did he have what was his name?
It was back then. He was going by David Arias.
Arias.
I think it was his mom's last name, and there was a whole switch. Let me look into it here.
Yeah, jeez. Respect the mom, but when we got to Ortiz, it was like a whole different guy.
David Arias doesn't sound as cool as Ortiz, just because now that's what we know him as. And I loved this Yankee team. That's what was tough for me. Is like, dude, they had my guy Posada. I loved Posada. I love catchers. And then on the Red Sox, they had Veritek.
Veritek, captain,
tough guy.
He led the team, flag carrier of the team. He had was Petey on here? Pedroia? Not yet. This is pre-Petey. But Johnny Damon.
Yeah, hated
Kurt Schilling with the bloody sock game.
Fucking hated Schilling. I'm glad he's broke. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that dumb video game investing motherfucker. He'll always have the bloody sock on us, but that's all he'll have.
What if that video game was like Fortnite? He'd be laughing at the bank right now.
His investment skills were not as clutch as his postseason skills. That's for sure.
And was it real blood? He had the blood, or was that like ketchup or something? I heard there's like some conspiracy. What's going on? What was it, Jack?
There are a lot of truthers out there that think it's, ketchup, something else. But everything is said blood from the sutures and the stitches.
How do you bleed from your leg like that? Was his foot? What was it?
Let me hit WebMD real quick.
I'll hit that up. How about, that Red Sox team was tough. Manny Ramirez. I remember SportsCenter every night. Manny being Manny. Shut the fuck up.
There's so many good stories about, Manny Ramirez in that locker room and just his antics. When I would go to Fenway, they'd always take me in the little back area. Remember, he used to go in the back, the green wall. He would go in the green wall to take a pit. I heard a lot of times he'd go
in there.
Yeah, I think he would go pee in there or something. A lot of times I heard he was just eating a hot dog. Some of these guys would just like in between their hits, they'd go play video game. Like the Red Sox just had a coolness.
Maybe that's how Kurt Schilling did himself in. In between hits, he was playing video games. He's like, "This will be my calling."
It could have been,
and he lost everything. This was a tough team. They had Pedro, obviously.
Pedro.
In his prime, I think Pedro is the most unhittable pitcher I've ever seen. I've never seen a pitcher like that in my life.
Who did he toss around in the fight?
Don Zimmer. Don Zimmer, he threw an old man. That wasn't cool. A fight broke out. We got to pull the picture up. Don Zimmer, he was like pushing 80, and you body slammed a senior citizen.
Sam, you get in the lion's den, you get hit, you might get eaten by a lion, buddy.
He did. He got eaten up.
Fully. That was the kind of guy Pedro was. Just tough guy. Look at him.
Shit.
Look at it.
That's not cool. That's disrespectful.
Face slam.
It was on the cover of the newspaper. It was so disrespectful. New York newspapers had old man Zimmer laid out. Why don't you beat up Hans Zimmer while you're at it too? Why don't you beat up every old person?
Hans Zimmer's awesome.
Oh, he's the best.
Good focus music.
Oh, the best. You do a little Hans Zimmer score to get in the zone?
Oh, that's what I do. That's what I used to play pregame.
One of the goats.
Yeah, I'd play like the Inception soundtrack or the Interstellar soundtrack.
Great soundtracks.
He even had like some of the 90s hits. He had a bunch of those. Like you didn't even realize. There was just so many great tracks by him. But
that's what takes a movie from like an 8 to a 10 is the
music.
Man.
For me is huge.
So even 7 to 10. I mean, like, you know, Danny Elfman, the other one, fucking Simpsons song, Midnight Run,
everything.
Well, let's go back to October 17th, 2004. The number one movie was The Grudge. Never saw this.
When was The Grudge?
What is The Grudge?
That was that horror movie where the girl crawled out of the TV. You remember that?
No, that's the Ring.
Wait, hold on.
Jack.
Are we correcting Jack
what?
today? Are we this locked in? Did you listen to Zimmer right before this? Because we're fucking locked in right now.
Locked in.
Hold on.
The Grudge, number one song in America. My Happy Ending by Avril Lavigne.
I remember her.
Yeah.
Skater. Is she the reason for boy being spelled B-O-I to this day? Is fuck boy, does that come from Skater Boy, the spelling?
I always thought it was Big Boy from Outkast.
Ooh, that's true. He did precede her.
I'm back, baby.
Around this time, OG Martha Stewart went to jail, didn't rat on anyone, became best friends with Snoop because of it. What a stud.
That was insane. Martha Stewart's in jail.
She was on everything, on every, egg beater to bread maker to recipe to probably cooking great meals in the pen.
I bet she made some damn good prison wine.
I bet you she was like a cool inmate.
I bet.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I bet you a lot of people came to her for things.
Yeah, no one wants to beat up Martha Stewart.
I don't think
you want to befriend Martha Stewart.
I bet you she could probably make an insane shank.
She's also still kind of hot. Have you seen her recently? She's
saw
like
her.
75 and still kind of hot.
I saw her.
Am I wrong?
She aged well, very well.
Not your type?
I thought
if no one just goes along with me, everyone's just like, you're a perv.
Oh, I like it. 81.
You're into it? 81? Would you still hit it, Jack?
100%.
Hell yeah, dude.
Airbrush, yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, man, if there's grass in the field, that's what we're calling this episode.
Jeez.
Damn. Dude, Martha Stewart goes to jail. Friends and Sex and the City end. Terrible month for white people. Just a tough time all around.
Facebook was founded.
Damn, that's.
I remember insane. That's like, because I was in the Bay Area and we all had the MySpace and like Harvard had the Facebook and then it went to Stanford. And then by that time, like you had to be in college to get it. Like you had to have the EDU email to get the whatever, to be able to have a membership.
Holy shit. What a dumb business model.
I know.
It worked out, but I'm just saying at the time, it only worked because they changed it.
But it was because it was cool, as Justin Timberlake would say in The Social Network. You got to keep it cool. Didn't he say that, something like that? Loved it. Ben Affleck and J-Lo ended their engagement. Wow.
But they're back. Just like the Taliban. They are back.
Is the Taliban back?
They're back, dude.
When did it? Are they? Is there reports?
Jack?
Let me look into that real quick. Don't want to end up on a watch list. But
wasn't it called like Benlo or what was it?
Benifer.
Yeah.
So they...
that was like the start of every couple doing like a one name thing.
That's right.
Everyone was like, oh, I'm so Benifer. I was like, yeah, I had a couple.
Yeah? What was yours?
Nah, I don't remember, but I don't want to.
You want to throw names out there?
I don't want to throw names out there.
Yeah, Ben Affleck and J-Lo, this is pure Boston. A lot of this is pure Boston. Facebook, Affleck. Ashley Simpson was caught lip syncing on SNL. And she did not come back from that, I don't think. And also, by the way,
was that the end? Because of this? No.
I mean, I don't think she had a ton of juice. I think SNL was kind of like, she was one of those people. Who was excited for musical guest Ashley Simpson? They got like Paul McCartney on SNL.
Yeah, but they always had
they had new people, but was she anyone that people were excited for?
Yeah, she was the young one, right? She's young. She's not
She was like the more like kind of outrageous Jessica Simpson, I think.
Yeah, right? But she had a good song that was like I think it was like the start for like one of those The Hills or one of those shows this time. I think so. She had one song. I was an Ashley Simpson fan.
This was right around like the Newlyweds time also.
Huh?
Remember Newlyweds was on MTV? with Nick Lachey.
Oh, yeah.
You know that, yeah.
Kind of a Simpson era there.
It was a Simpson era.
Yeah, you probably want to take this one. This guy.
The GOAT, Rodney Dangerfield, passed away. We throw the word the GOAT around a lot, but I mean, Rodney was the greatest. Back to School, still probably my number one comedy ever. I'll tell you, good teacher really seems to care. I mean, classic. I love Rodney. ODB died too. I mean, talk about a warm-up song for, I like it. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Wu-Tang rules.
Love Wu-Tang.
And he did like it raw, for sure. He's got like 13 kids, right?
Wu-Tang is for the children.
Yeah.
MLB in 2004, the best records were the Yankees at 101 and 61, and the Cardinals 105 and 57. MVPs were Vlad Guerrero and old Barry Bonds.
This was a great baseball
This
era.
was baseball.
Those
this was
names,
the best.
Vlad Guerrero was awesome.
Vlad was good. Bonds was good.
Yeah.
Clemens was the Cy Young winner.
In Houston.
Johan Santana, Minnesota was another Cy Young winner.
I love that Johan Santana and Pedro were both like top of the game right here, and then they both become Mets as they were like slightly washed.
Yeah.
You know? Well, Santana wasn't like washed immediately, but he was getting there.
I gotta see Santana. I forgot.
Oh, he was nasty.
Yeah.
He had like a 2 ERA. He was like a lefty who just would overpower you. He was a killer.
Let me see. Oh yeah, there he is.
But
yeah, Randy Johnson. I loved Randy Johnson. He was on the Diamondbacks at this time. 17th perfect game in MLB history.
Yeah.
It was always fun to watch him.
Oh, this was probably my favorite baseball era. I mean, Ken Griffey hits his 500th home run.
Ichiro broke the single season hits record. Who didn't love Ichiro at 262?
I mean, the fact that Ichiro started in MLB at like 28 and still hit 3,000 hits is the most insane.
I think he played until like 50. He just retired.
But he was like already a Hall of Fame guy in Japan. I mean, he was apparently pictures of his dick in Japan go for insane money.
Really?
That could be a good buddy comedy for us to explore.
Really?
Just two dudes trying to snap a picture of Ichiro's dick.
Why?
Like one of our moms gets sick and we're like, we need money. And then we try to get a picture.
I've never heard that.
Look it up, Jack. Maybe I made that up. If I made that up, this could be like a real Sam Creeper episode. I'm worried. The Martha Stewart and the Ichiro penis comment.
It's all right. But this was the year of the walk-off. 80 walk-off homers, dingers in the regular season, all-time high at this point.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah.
I'm going to save you here.
Yeah.
There's, according to Paul LaDuca, fairly reasonable source, there was $1 million bounty to recover the picture of Ichiro's penis.
What'd I tell you?
$1 million bounty.
It's $1 million dong right there.
They should. I feel like we can come up with like a script, like a National Treasure script. You know what I mean? We got to go hunt this thing down. Go to a couple. It'd be fun.
That'd be a fun one.
In Japan, National Treasure meets Japan meets Ichiro's dick. That's what you say in the pitch meeting.
That's it.
This is basically National Treasure with Ichiro, who everyone loves. You'll get a lot of people in Japan.
And it ends with us like handing him an envelope and he's like, thank you.
And we'll give Nick Cage this. He's loosely affiliated.
I think he's the lead.
He's got to be.
Nick Cage. Still, have you seen the movie Pig with Nicolas Cage?
I tried to watch it. Did you watch his new one? His new one.
I liked it. Yeah.
It was pretty funny. I watched it on a plane.
Yeah, me too. It's a good plane movie.
I didn't get through it all, but I was like, it's still pretty entertaining.
That's a tough review. I couldn't finish it.
I fell asleep.
All right.
I was on a plane. I sleep on the plane.
Do you?
Yeah.
I can't sleep on planes.
That's where I get. It's like I love sleeping on a plane because back in when I was playing, you'd be preparing all week, and some of your only downtime was when you were flying. And as soon as I get in the plane, I would just knock out.
Who do you sit next to on the planes?
We'd have our own rows, but Matthew Slater would be in front of me. Dola would be behind me. Brandon Bolden would be 2 behind me. Gronk would have the middle section right to the right of me.
That's fun. But was it hard? Is the energy like? Do they fuck with you ever when you're trying to sleep? Any of those?
No,
guys?
not pregame. Pregame, everyone's pretty focused. After a big win or something, that's when the shenanigans start going.
Was Gronk teabagging post game?
No, Gronk was actually he wasn't teabagging. There'd be other guys that were messing around, but Gronk was always like just yeah, let's go, dude. Yeah, we gotta win. Let's get back, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I love it. Those were some of the funnest times. But let's talk about this match. Or go back up.
What were we doing in 2004? I was at Game 7, unfortunately. A friend somehow got tickets. He took me. I wasn't confident. I didn't want to go to the game. I think Kevin Brown started. I had no confidence in Kevin Brown. He was like, pretty sure he got injured opening a DVD at one point. I was like, this guy's prime is way past him.
Didn't Johnny Damon hit a grand salami?
Yeah, that was pretty much like, and then Damon became a Yankee.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't as cool when he shaved.
I will say Damon
was a good player.
Oh my God, he was such a pure baseball guy. He was so patient at the plate. He was incredible.
If you needed a double
for this,
he was going to get you a double. It seemed like he always hit the gaps. He always got that double oppo or something.
And the kick swing too, which I love.
Yeah. I loved him, but he just looked a little weird without the beard. Did he win one with you guys?
Yeah, he won one, I think, with us.
Jeez,
didn't he? Didn't he take one with us?
Let me take it.
I think 2010.
I think he was like the first to have like a Boston Red Sox and Yankees thing. I remember that in like Sports Center. We would watch Sports Center this time, like it was all the time. And I remember they talking about that.
I remember the Yankees then paid Jacoby Ellsbury to big money, and that did not work out. Another Red Sox. Yeah. It worked out for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he won in 09 with the Yankees.
09.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen him lately? He's on Below Deck like 3 different times.
He's what?
He's a guest on Below Deck.
What's
him
that?
And his family on Bravo. Swing and a miss.
Below,
Bravo boys?
We're supposed to know what Below Deck on Bravo is. You look at us.
Yes.
I like a couple Bravo shows.
I thought this was a Bravo Boy podcast.
I like Bravo.
What are these shows on Bravo?
Well, what is that? There's the model one on there. America's, wasn't that on there? And then I used to like the little, wasn't there a Little People on there?
What is it?
A Little People Big World?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was TLC.
That was TLC. What else is there? No, it wasn't Summer House. There's been a couple Bravos. My mom watches it a lot, so whenever I'm with her.
I'll tell Angie next time I see her.
Thanks.
It's a fun fact about Johnny Damon.
I will, yeah.
Let's talk about this matchup. 96 and 84, the Red Sox, coached by Terry Francona.
Underdogs. They were underdogs.
And it was his first year, and the GM was a young boy genius named Theo Epstein.
Moneyball
fucking rules.
That's a great movie.
That's a great movie.
Too bad Theo Epstein looks nothing like Brad Pitt.
Yeah, it is too bad.
You know, I mean, that's just the most handsome guy in the world as this manager.
But you know what? He was that cool that they got Brad Pitt to play him. So if anything, no? That's right. He was Billy Bean. Are we dumb as shit? Why do we both think that?
Yeah.
Billy Bean was a pretty hot guy. Right. But Billy Bean turned down the big money, and then they got Epstein. That's right. Wow. We really got factual.
Yeah.
We got cocky there, dude. I really just rolled with what you said there.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I mean, I was with you.
Sorry, Billy Bean.
Billy Bean was a hot piece, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Would you, Jack?
Yeah.
Boy genius. They had Manny Ramirez, who was an all-star. Kurt Schilling, who was an all-star. David Ortiz, all-star. Pedro. Johnny Damon, Veritek.
Cap.
Kevin Millar.
Timmy Wakefield with the knuckler.
This was a good team.
Man.
Yeah, Nomar battled an Achilles injury all year, kept him out of games, and at the deadline, he was traded to the Cubs.
That hurt. I remember that had to hurt for him.
Dude, he was Mr. Boston.
Mr. Nomar Garcia Pa. Hey, yo, you Nomar. Hey, Nomar.
I mean, he was there, and it was like weird too, because I remember when he came in the league, it was like Jeter, A-Rod, and Nomar. Those were like the guys. They all came in the same year. They were all shortstops. They were all stars. It was this crazy era. And then A-Rod joins Jeter, goes to third base, and Nomar's gone. So they could have all been in this game.
Yeah, Miguel Tejada was in that era too.
He was excellent.
Tejada.
He was great. Yeah.
Road to the World Series for the Red Sox. They swept the Angels.
That was Yankees, right?
Yankees.
Oh, no, the Red Sox. You're right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, they swept the Angels. They beat the Yankees 4-3, and then they swept the Cardinals.
Was it a walkout? Then earlier in the episode, was that I messed up then? I thought there was a Game 7 between the Twins, or was that the year before?
That was the year before.
Oh, that's what it
Hold on,
was.
double check.
Ortiz on that one? Yeah. He hit a dinger against the Twins. Fully messed this up.
Well, we're calling ourselves on it, though, and that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we lost to I think Ortiz's walk-off was against the Oakland A's in 2003 ALDS. Then we ended up losing, the Red Sox, ended up losing to the Yankees in the ALCS. Yankees went
was that the Aaron Boone walk-off?
Yeah.
Boom.
Grady Little leaving Pedro in.
You know, I will say they sweep the Angels, they beat the Yankees 4-3, and they sweep the Cardinals. Like, this was the World Series. Like, you just knew it in the moment.
Even for the Boston people, that was the World Series. Just to, overcome the Yankees, who had their number for probably 20, 25 years, and not even including the curse of the great Bambino. It seemed like, the Yankees were knocking them out every year.
It was pretty cool how often the Yankees knocked them out. But, hey, man, I remember when they lost, I was you saw the faces in the stadium, and you saw these old people who were sharing that with their kids. And I was like, man, that is the cool thing about sports. Even as a Yankees fan, I could appreciate that,
Did you stay the whole game 7?
Yeah, I think you had, maybe I walked out. I don't know. It was a blowout.
8-2, I believe.
Yeah, I think you just always believe in the playoffs. I can't bring myself to leave a playoff game early. I just can't.
I mean, that was 20 years ago. 20 years ago now. I mean, nowadays, fans are out.
Yeah. I don't think
See ya, Chuck and deuces.
Yeah. I kept thinking, like, man, how funny would it be if they blew it after all this? But wasn't that funny? Kevin Brown really bitched out. I remember being like, Kevin Brown in his prime was unhittable, and then we get him, and he just was always hurt, I felt like.
Yeah. The whole cowboy up was the rallying cry for the Red Sox, started by Kevin Miller. In the clubhouse, a ton of characters. Johnny Damon and Kevin Miller dubbed as the Idiots. Pretty good nickname. Yeah. They took shots at Mama Juana?
Mama Juana.
What is that?
Rum?
They took shots of it.
That sounds like performance-enhancing drugs, and it sounds like this series shouldn't count. Just a little bit of alcohol can sway a series.
Grandpa's old cough medicine ain't on the list, buddy. And Pedro brought Dominican actor and little person Nelson De La Rosa into the series. Look at that.
He stood 2 foot 4 inches.
I think I remember this too.
Hasbullah before Hasbullah.
Damn, look how tiny he is.
Look at Pedro. See what an outstanding, Samaritan.
Yankees were 101 and 61 first in the AL East, managed by the great Joe Torre.
You always respect Joe Torre. You got to tip your cap to him.
Pure class. And we had A-Rod, who was an all-star, Jeter all-star, Mariano all-star, Gary Sheffield, the waving bat all-star, Giambi all-star.
Where was Sheffield before Mariners? Or
he was on the Marlins for a minute.
Marlins.
Who was he before the Yankees, though? Was it just Marlins? He won a World Series.
Was Tigers after?
Tigers after, I believe.
Because I used to like Chef. He was always super.
He's on the Braves.
On the Braves. He was great. We also had Bernie on this team, Mike Mussina. Wow, we also had Matsui was an all-star this year. Tom Gordon all-star, the great Jorge Posada.
Kenny Lofton?
Javier Vasquez. Oh yeah, Kenny Lofton, whose son is in the NBA right now.
Wow.
And he's like kind of a thick kid. It's pretty funny. He does not look like you'd think. Like Lofton was a speed demon.
Hey, this crazy thing is you never know what you're going to poop out because Jackie Slater, Hall of Fame right tackle, is the father of one of the fastest guys in the NFL. Matthew Slater for a long time. It's crazy. You never know what you're going to poop out.
You never know.
Wait, you talking about Kenneth Lofton Jr., the guy from Louisiana Tech?
Yeah.
Not related.
Really?
I don't think so.
Fuck.
We got to double check, but I don't think so.
Man, we are throwing some bad passes today that you were somehow catching.
6'6", 275, Kenneth Lofton Jr.
He's a heavy set boy.
Did you not talk about the stopper? The closer?
Mariano Rivera? The greatest closer of all time.
Really?
Lights out. 53 saves.
We had a play named after him.
Did you?
Yeah, stopper, why shoot?
Damn, a Boston team with a name after Mariano.
I mean, you got to tip your hat to the GOATs.
I respected Boston fans a lot, the way they did the farewell to Mariano and Jeter. I thought it showed a lot of class, and I was surprised.
You know, we got a classy group of people out there. You know, game knows game. Game respects game.
I loved Mariano. When he would come in, you just were like, it's over. And that's why him blowing this hurts. I mean,
he's such a lovable guy too.
Oh yeah, I mean, he didn't really blow this. I mean, he pitched 3 innings.
We got to get him on here because we've done some cross stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah, we know him. What did we do? We did something. I've done a couple things with him, and he's always been just an outstanding gentleman, a professional, just a professional.
He also has a sweet signature. Pull up Mariano's signature. It looks so like detailed.
You know how hard that is, though.
What?
If you have to, you know, your signature when you get in the league is like beautiful, this, that. But then when you start selling these things, that's an unbelievable signature.
That's an unreal signature.
You know how many he probably had to do that. He's probably signed that 1,000,000 times every time like this. So after you start signing a bunch of stuff, you gotta modify, evolve.
He was one of the coolest New York athletes of all time. Like we love him forever, Mariano. He was just, he was everything. He was the best closer. That cut fastball, so hard to hit.
No one could hit it. And you knew he was coming in. You knew it was a save.
They beat the Twins. The Yankees did 3-1 in the ALDS. Yankees owned the Twins during this time. They picked a finish first in AL East.
I kind of like the Twins, though, because that one kids movie where the kid becomes the manager. Not Rookie of the Year. That was the Cubs.
Which one was that?
Little Big League.
Little Big League.
I don't think I saw that one.
It's a great one.
I remember that it was the Twins in Major League back to the minors. The third installment with Scott Bakula and Walton Goggins. Man, I've seen some shitty movies.
My guy. Oh, Dennis Farina was in Little Big League.
Whoa, classic.
R.I.P.
Chicago legend. Get Shorty, Midnight Run. Come on. All right.
The Yankees. Oh, the narrative.
Okay. They were coming out of a loss of the World Series. That last season, they lost to the Marlins. The Yankees did? We lost to the Marlins? Did we really? I thought the Marlins won the World Series against the Indians. Did they really? They won 2?
Marlins, sneaky.
fucks.
Marlins, man. Shout out. A guy who's a big fan over there.
I don't remember.
This is a Marlins Man podcast.
I think he's worth having on. He's seen some games.
Huh?
You think Marlins Man's worth having on? He's seen a lot of games.
Marlins Man is, we'll have to talk it over in the board meeting room, but yeah. So many people trying to come on this. We can just throw, Marlins Man. I love Marlins Man, but I got to see if Sam likes him. He's probably got some shit against him because he beat his Yankees.
Fuck that guy, dude. Fuck Marlins Man, dude. Heard it here first. Nah, he's probably all right. I'm just pissed. So Yankees Red Sox rivalry.
He actually hates Derek Jeter.
Really?
Yeah, because Derek Jeter was the owner of the Marlins for a while, right?
Yeah.
And they fuck shit up. I don't know.
The Marlins blow it up they always have something and then just collapse it. But this all began when the Red Sox sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees in 1919. That's the curse of the Bambino. Since then, the Red Sox pretty much played second fiddle to New York. The bad blood was always there given the proximity and being in the same division. Thurman Munson and Carlton Fisk, the fight and the feud in the 70s, they were the two catchers, right? I mean, it was like Fisk was always a little more talented, but Thurman Munson was he was the captain, baby. That mustache.
Kind of like Veritek.
Loved it. Heated up in the late 70s, the Bucky Dent game, which, yeah, it's a painful memory for a lot of Red Sox fans.
Effing Dent.
Lulled a bit in the 80s because both teams kind of sucked. I guess the Red Sox made those series that one year, but they got fucked over by the Mets.
That was the Bay Area's time, baby. Wasn't it? Battle of the Bay? That's when the Bash Bros and shit, the A's were going crazy.
Oh, yeah. Canseco, McGuire. Heated up in the late 90s and the early 2000s with guys like Jeter and Pedro. By 2003, the bad blood was fully back. We talked about the Don Zimmer attack. It was terrible.
Self-defense. He was charging them.
An attack that rivals Pearl Harbor in its cowardice.
Self-defense.
The Yankees would once again break the Sox heart in 7 games for a trip to the World Series. And this was, we talked about it. It was kind of it was their time. Down 3-0 to come back in extra innings to stay alive and then win the next 3 as well. You got to tip your hat to the Red Sox. You do. And even A-Rod, who was terrible this postseason, I believe, had a 2-run shot in this game. We had shit firing.
Oh, that's remember when A-Rod came and then you guys didn't win it until like 2009. Everyone was like, it's because of A-Rod. Fuck, he doesn't get the pinstripes. No, he's not a Bronx Bomber.
He was admittedly... That was a tough New York impression. That does sound like us. I mean, he was, incredible in the regular season. And he admittedly, he admits it. He disappeared every postseason until the year they won it, where he was unreal. And Matsui, of course, went off in that World Series. But A-Rod admits it, man. He wasn't good enough in the postseason.
Yeah, I just remember.
And you guys
I'm not
loved
talking.
it.
I'm just talking what from an outsider of Yankee Nation. What do you guys call it? Is it like Yankee World?
Yankee, I don't know. The Yankee fans.
The Yankee fans?
Yeah.
Outside the Yankees fans, I just remember always hearing the Yankees fans saying, this guy's ruining our mojo. He's no Jeter.
He didn't make it easy on himself. I remember when he fucked Madonna and all the Red Sox fans just had the Madonna mask. I'm like, you can't tee it up like that. But it is pretty impressive that he's fucking pop legends and hitting 50 homers a year. I know he didn't deliver in the postseason, but he did eventually.
Guy has had a good life.
He's had a great life. We love A-Rod in New York now. I think he really, he went through a lot. The starting pitchers of this game were Orlando El Duque Hernandez, one of those Cuban pitchers, played for the Imperiales in Cuba. His brothers were great pitchers, Livan for the Marlins. And he was one of those Cuban guys where you're like, I don't know if this guy's 22 or 97. Like, you did not know his real age. It was like, and then Derek Lowe for the Red Sox, he was great for you guys,
Did very well. Keep it going, Sam. This is you.
The Red Sox answered with a 3-run fifth inning to take the lead. The Yankees retook the lead 4-3 in the sixth. I thought I thought it was over because we brought in, Mariano.
Gotta believe.
Then in the ninth, this is the play that really won it. Dave Roberts, safe by an eyelash, stealing second. Posada with a good throw, but just barely not in time.
That was a pinch run, right? That was great by Terry Francona.
Great call.
That's good. That's good managing.
Knocked home on a Bill Miller single. Game went into extra innings. Big Papi, it's a 2-run walk-off in the bottom of the 12th. It was pure
Nobody
clutch.
fuck with Boston. That's what he said? Don't fuck with Boston.
This is our fucking city.
It's our fucking city.
That was a cool moment too. Look, he was bigger than just an athlete in Boston. He was a Boston legend.
Still is.
Final score 6-4 Boston, and they won the series, as we all know. The Gaming Corner presented by WynnBET. The prop bet, I wonder if I can get Ortiz to admit that Pedro shoving Zimmer was an act of cowardice. If we can get him to admit that, is that something?
Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah. But this is a bet on me versus Sam. This isn't a prop bet because I'll try to say that it was like self-defense.
Yeah.
And whoever he agrees with.
This is a good bet. He's like the judge. And we're, plaintiff, defendant. All right.
I object, Your Honor.
Before we hear from David Ortiz, let's take a quick break. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? The Giants.
Niners.
Don't just say it. Put your money where your mouth is. Download the WynnBET app and use promo code XGWN. And when you bet $25, you get $50. That's free money. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBET.com. Must be 21 or older to participate.
We got to thank you for joining Games with Names presented by WynnBET. And we got to give you your flowers. He's number 34, but he's number 1. Huh? I'm always giving you flowers, Big Papi.
10-time All-Star, 7-time Silver Slugger, Boston icon, 3-time World Series champion. This was the first one we're covering today.
Mr. Clutch.
One of the most clutch athletes. It pained me how clutch he was. You knew if he was coming up in the playoffs, I was like, fuck. You see him on deck and you'd just be like, oh, Big Papi's coming up.
His stats, the ALCS, 31 at-bats, 12 hits, 3 dingers, 11 RBIs, a .457 on-base percentage, and a .387 average. Just smoked the Yankees for one of the most iconic comebacks from one comeback guy to another. Thank you once again, Big Papi, my older brother, for joining us here. Man, you got to take us back to 2004 going into this series. What was Big Papi all about? 2004.
Hey, man, first of all, you know I'm a big fan of yours, brother. You know that you made me happy so many times. I had to see you running the balls, man. I was like, this motherfucker must be the guy with the biggest ball on earth because he ain't that big and he run through everybody like he's King Kong. Man, like I say, like I always admire you because you lived your heart and soul in that field. And for us Patriot fans, man, that means a lot. And based on what you just told me, I feel you. I feel you because I feel exactly the same way about yourself. And going back to the 2004 uh playoff and World Series, you know, like I'm working for Fox now and I'm doing the playoff and stuff like that. And like I've been doing that for years, but I had got excited twice while I've been working on TV. And it was once was Juan Soto and a bat that he had a couple of years ago in the World Series against just my boy Justin Verlander. And Justin Verlander throw a high fastball. And it was, you see how they put the square in the strike zone during the game? The ball was about an inch above the strike zone. And the umpire went ball. And I saw Juan Soto, John ass, basically telling the catcher, bring it down a little, and I show you if that is a strike or not. Same pitch, an inch down. He hit that ball to the back wall, like over all the fans. And I was like, damn, that's some gangster shit. And then the other day, my boy Bryce Harper hitting that home run against San Diego just to finish them. That was some gangster shit too. So what I'm trying to tell you is you don't live that memory, those memories so much nowadays for many reasons. But one of them, I don't think, I think there's the talents is there. There's a lot of youngs that in the game right now with incredible talent, but they haven't burned roads yet. They haven't burned bridges yet. For you to get to be at that level, you have to burn bridges. You have to have experience. You have to know, like in my days, to play in the big league, there's no way you can stay in the big league hitting 200. No fucking way.
I got to ask you.
I know everything is.
Oh, sorry. I was going to ask you. I mean, you talk about like burning bridges and like kind of finding yourself. Is there something that maybe you learned playing in Minnesota that you took with you to Boston?
Oh, man. I learned pretty much everything over there. Like, I mean, and it probably was the best thing that happened to me because I always had the talent to hit. You know, the thing is that I was in the wrong crowd. Seems like because when I first got to Minnesota, they basically want me to be a punching jury, to be honest with you. The way they teach, they want to teach me how to do things. It wasn't lined up with the thing that I was capable of. Like I was coming through the minor league hitting 30 bombs, hitting over 300, getting all kinds of RBIs and shit. Like in the minor league, if you look at my number in the minor league, I show what my career was gonna be like. And then I get to Minnesota and everything kind of changed. They want me to hit the ball opposite field, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I'm a power hitter. You need to give me the freedom to swing because that's what they do with kids nowadays. And it's not like I totally agree with the way they do kids nowadays because they basically want to tell them that striking out is not such a thing. And to me, when you strike out over 100 times, you're not helping me. That's the way I was teach. You hit 40 homers, you strike out 200 times, you miss at least 100 opportunity to help me out.
Not everyone's
We're
Big
gonna try to
Papi.
put the ball in play.
Not everyone's Big Papi. Not everyone can just go up there and fucking hit home runs, all right? That's what the world needs to know. Okay? Not everyone just hits dingers and fucking walk-offs like Papi. There needs to be some doubles. There need to be some singles, okay? And that,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, and even myself, that hit over 500 homers in the big league. Very few times I went to the play very few times I went to the plate thinking about hitting a home run, and it happened. Very few times.
hey, you're preaching to the choir.
What I'm trying to tell you is,
I used to just, hey, I was like a doubles guy. I just converted third downs, okay? The homers were Gronk. Gronk hit the homers. In the red area, he is getting the touchdowns. I'm getting that.
yes, now you have the punching Judy trying to hit homer. That's what they get to be pitched. So it gets a little complicated sometimes when it comes down to it. That's why you're going to see so many strikeouts. That's why you're going to see so many low batting average. It's crazy. It's crazy.
David, I got to ask you, how strong was the hatred between the Yankees and the Red Sox? Do you think about, the July 2004 A-Rod and Veritek brawl? You think about the Pedro throwing Don Zimmer to the ground, which, many have called an act of cowardice?
I call it self-defense. The guy was going into the Lions Den. You can't come into the Lions Den and not expect not get bit.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
And even Mr. Zimmerman, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
That was one of my guys. He know that he make a mistake doing that. He apologized afterward later on,
I would argue that Pedro made the mistake. That was an old man he threw.
Hey.
No, but you know what, though? It doesn't matter how old you are. You don't cross the line, brother.
Don't cross the line.
You don't cross the line. Don't cross the line.
You win.
You don't cross.
There's fireworks going on. Don't light another one.
Do not.
It's not going to end up being good.
Did you guys hate each other?
You know what I'm saying?
You and the Yankees, did you hate each other this time?
No. Matter of fact, in my era was when everything come down to be what it is nowadays. You don't see that many brawls. You don't see that many fights. I basically started that up because my game wasn't about hitting anyone. My game was about beating you. I don't fucking play I don't work for the WWF to be fucking swinging at people out there and fucking doing it. No. That's not baseball.
Not baseball.
You don't send the right message when you do that to the kids watching. In football, yeah, you whoop ass and you get your ass beat. That's the game. It's contact. It's aggressive. That's part of football. WWF, yes. But in baseball, it's who is better than who. You know what I'm saying? All game come down to it. But in baseball, the contact part of is very limited. And now all this rule and stuff, because you don't wanna get into a brawl. All of a sudden, a guy making 30 million missed 3 months based on getting injury because of it. You know that our salary, our contract is guaranteed, but we have an insurance company right behind it. So if a guy get injured because of a fight, the insurance company had to take over the contract, and the insurance company don't like that because we ain't there to fight. We are there to play the game the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
But I guess the insurance company have emphasized a lot on MLB on that, on having all these rules. Even when they throw a pitch close to you nowadays, you get a warning for that.
Softened up. It's definitely it's softened up, Big Papi. But
it's more of a competition. I mean, I know they have crossed the line in some of the things, basically changing the nature of the game, like the sliding thing at second base, just because what happened with Chase Utley a couple of years ago, this and that. I know that was dirty, and there's better way. But breaking the plate to me is part of the nature of the game.
Taking out the home plate.
A lot of game.
Buster Posey.
Yeah, knocking the guy out, home plate cold. That's part of the game.
I love that.
I did not know this.
Catchers know that is coming.
I did not know this was an insurance issue, though. That's such a bummer for fans to hear when you're like, get him. And they're like, no. We got an insurance company might pull it.
Yeah. I'm not saying, listen, let me clarify this. I'm not saying that they are changing everything because of it. But I think, in my mind, me thinking in my own bubble, I think that has something to do with it.
Definitely. I bet it does. But Big Papi.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm 100% sure that's what it is, but me and my own bubble, I think that has something that had to do with, because it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense that if I'm mad at you, I can go out there and hit you in the hand, hit you in the head, hit you whatever I feel like it. Because of my emotion that I'm going through, you go on the DL and it's okay.
Not okay.
No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? So MLB had to, make sure that doesn't happen, and they're doing a good job based on that.
So back in 2003, you lose to the Yankees in 7. There's been the curse of the great Bambino ever since God knows when, 13 or whatever.
1919.
1919, right after the Titanic sunk. And going into this league, you guys, it's Francona's first year. You got a fucking clubhouse full of personalities. What made you guys vibe and fucking believe in each other to go out and think this is going to be the team after being down 3-0 to go in and fucking come back and win the series? What makes you, what was that?
Man, remember, got a whole bunch of idiot out there that we don't even, it was no fear. It was like, hey, listen, we hit bottom. There's only one way to go, back up. You know what I'm saying? They say that goes like, hey, it doesn't matter how many times they knock you down. What is important, how many times you learn how to get up. It worked perfectly for us at the time because that's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we did back then. I mean, the Yankees have they having a squad that it was like I don't think I ever seen moving forward a team like the Yankee has that those couple of years, 2003, 2004, like they was bomber, like they was really bomber, like it was scary. Like I remember this one game out of those 3 games that we lost that it was like fireworks. Like they hit like I mean, they never got to first, but it was second, third, and home. Like they have a team that, wow. And we were able to bounce back. I mean, it was we have high confidence level, but we also have good chemistry. We also have good things going on in the clubhouse. We have players like Kurt Schilling, who I saw get him a surgery in the training room. I saw that with my own eyes. Like when I heard people talking about the bloody sauce, and I heard what people had to say about it, I laughed my ass off because I saw the doctor practicing, basically just doing a surgery on him in the training room. I saw that. Nobody told me about it. I saw it with my own eyes. And this dude was out there pitching a couple of days later in that rainy, cold weather. I don't know how in the hell he did it. But that was the type of thing that it was in the clubhouse that motivated us to, go out there and fucking do it for New England. But we also had the most incredible fan base that basically started building up. Because after the 2003 season, the 2004, it was basically sold out. Because we give them hope, you know what I'm saying? And the fan base, I mean, Eddie, you know how sport is up in New England. I mean, the fan base over there is incredible. And that was a big part of the motivation that we had to go out there and whoop that ass.
But David, you're saying Julian knows. Julian came into a team like he was in the second half of a New England dynasty. You guys hadn't won since 1919. So, baseball, different sport, different fan base. There was this hunger to win. When you're down 3-0, is there a part of you that's like, this Yankees offense is stacked? We're fucked?
No.
Or do you believe like we're going to win this?
They're taking the Mama Juana shots. They're taking fucking Mama Wanna
Even
shots.
if I tell you, that's a good one right there. Even if I tell you that yes, it's not because we beat your ass.
Exactly.
Well, I know the result. I'm saying, how did you feel in game
Like
4?
the history, the history is rolled down. The Red Sox in 2004 bounced back after the 3-0 and whooped the Yankees' ass. You know what I'm saying? Like it was no fear. Yeah, we know we were playing against some bad motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But who cares? You already there. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Can only go up.
Die again?
Can only go up.
Were you doing the Mama Wanna shots?
Man, I drink marijuana for breakfast.
Take us to
Yo, man, we have an incredible team, man. That really everybody was just doing something special for us to win, and that's what ended up happening.
So Dave Roberts steals. We pinch run him. And Millar, he gets the hit, hits him in. Take us back. You guys get into extra innings. And then the 12th, Big Papi comes up. We're not thinking about home runs because Big Papi don't think about home runs. But maybe right here, Big Papi's thinking home run because Big Papi does home runs in these kinds of situations. What was the preset mind going into this at bat? I'm going to end it right here and we're going to fucking get this thing started or what?
No, I basically went back to my history against who was the guy?
It wasn't Gordon. It was after Gordon, whoever was in. Because I know Rivera retired you, I believe, on a pop-up. Prior to that, were you like, thank God Rivera's out and we're going deeper into the bullpen?
No, if you look at my number, I hit pretty well against Mariano.
You did.
You know, like Mariano was not a controversial back. And I'm not gonna tell you that I enjoy hitting off of him because the only one thing that I like about facing him was that I know that everything was coming hard. You know what I'm saying? And I had to make up my mind. And I had quick hand. Like I had no problem hitting fastball, you know what I'm saying? But Mariano fastball was not the regular fastball that you see on a daily basis. It was a cutting fastball.
Cutting.
So yeah, I mean you have to face Mariano. Fuck it, what can you do?
It was Paul
Well,
Quantrill.
he was not a
Paul
back.
Quantrill.
It was Paul Quantrill, yeah. Paul Quantrill, who his son is pitching in the big league with Cleveland now. I saw that the other day, and I was very happy about seeing that. And but Paul Quantrill, he had the front door fastball, who he throw it at you and come back into the plate. And I just realized about it. I mean, like that's what I'm gonna looking for. And he threw it to me, what she was a good pitch. Like every single hitter normally give up on that pitch. But he threw it to me so many times that I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna stay on and keep my hands close to my body and try to drive it. And boom.
Boom.
The rest is history.
Jeez.
And at this point, you know, you win the game at 3-1. Did you feel the momentum switch? Was there a moment after this home run where you're like, we're taking this?
Not yet. Everything started basically clicking was when we went to New York. That was when I tell you, even when we went for the third game, our confidence level they were pretty high. And I tell you what, after we won the third game, we feel like we already won it all. And that's exactly what happened.
And then it's because it was once you guys beat the Yankees, we don't even have to talk about the fucking World. The World Series was this match. It was this series, right? Is that how we felt?
It seems like it. It seems like it. And San Luis know it. San Luis know that we was hotter than a firecracker. You know, like they know. They know that we were coming in hot.
Well, it's all about kind of coming together at the right time and winning 4 straight against the number 1 team in the AL.
8 straight, because then they went and swept.
That's right. And you swept the prior series, I believe, too. And then you just steamrolled the NL best team, the Cardinals. When you won in Game 7 against the Yankees, I was at that game in the same hat. And you ripped my heart out, David. As the Johnny Damon who hit the grand slam. I mean, how sweet was that victory?
It was great, man. I got to give it to you, man. The Yankee fans are the only fans that come to me on earth. The only fans out of all the teams the Yankee fans are the only people that come to me and be like, "Big Papi, I'm a Yankee fan, but I respect you," or "I love you, Big Papi," or people, Yankee fans. While I play, I always respect fan no matter what they were cheering for. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to go to New York and take my time signing autograph, and it doesn't matter who you were cheering for, And I was doing that by nature, but people talk to me about it. Like, you know what? I always used to see you when you used to come to New York, take your time with the fans and this and that, or when we used to come to Boston, and I would respect that. And plus that, a lot of people tell me when we used to boo you at New York, that was a bad move. Because you used to just bounce back and whoop our ass. We learned it the hard way. So I noticed at some point during my career that the boo wasn't there no more later on. It wasn't the stronger it was at the beginning. And to someone just made that clear for me. And I was like, oh, makes sense.
You, Big Papi, you were like, it's very similar to how Boston fans feel about Jeter. He's a likable guy. You respect his accolades. And I could honestly say this was before I was even with Boston. And this was like my introduction to Boston, New York. That you were, I was on the West Coast. I was a little West Coast kid, and I love Big Papi just because you were a lovable dude that came up when high pressure situations. Like that's what
That's right.
That's what people will always respect and remember you by. Now, this game and this series has been documented, and there's been documentaries, fucking books. I mean, we did the research. You could find anything. Tell me something that wasn't documented in all this bullshit. I need to hear something good. Give me something that people don't know about this.
You know what? The game is, I think pretty much is out there. Everything pretty much is out there, But coincidentally, the other day I'm in a hotel. I'm at the Encore, and no bullshit. I was in Philadelphia. It was either Philadelphia or San Diego. I can't really remember. The thing is that I'm coming down in an elevator, and this Yankee fan, was talking shit about my boy Aaron Judge, and he's talking to another guy on the elevator, but it was when Aaron Judge had like 7 strikeouts in a row, right? They were booing the shit out of him in New York and this and that. And he's talking to this guy, but he know who I am, and he want me to hear what he had to say. And this is what I told him. I was like, "Hey, have you ever taken a minute to picture the Yankees lineup without Aaron Judge next year?" And the motherfucker stayed quiet for a minute. And I told him, "You guys, as a fans, needs to understand that whoever take that field wanna get things done. I never got booed at Fenway Park, and that's why I ride and die with those fans. I know that not everyone ran the same luck. You know what I'm saying? But as special I was, and I still be for Boston, I think a guy like Aaron Judge is at that level. But the minute you see that the guy cool off, you're gonna boo his ass when you know that he's the best player on earth. That say a lot about you Yankee fans.
I'm not booing Aaron Judge. I
Well,
love Aaron Judge. Whoever these Yankees fans were.
That's not what you see on TV.
Well, I hear what you're saying.
Aaron Judge, the minute he cool off, even during the regular season, he get the biggest boo. And let me tell you, as an athlete, you would take that from the opposition when you go to their places. But when you get that shit at home, bro, Not good.
I think you're right. And all I heard was that Boston legend David Ortiz says the best player in the world is Aaron Judge, a New York Yankee. That's what I took from that. Best in the world.
Right now,
yeah.
it's him and Ohtani.
But you said Aaron Judge, so we're going to run that. Aaron Judge is the best player in the world.
You better pay him.
They bet. Hey, man.
Otherwise, he'll be sweet. Otherwise, he'll be hitting for the Mets next year or maybe Boston. You never know.
Don't say that to me, dude.
Never know.
Aaron Judge better. But you're right. You make a good point. I think New York fans are very tough. And I think, we saw in the 90s, Patrick Ewing got booed unfairly. I think we got to support our guys. So I'm with you. I think we should be cheering Aaron Judge.
You need to know on what part of the crowd you want to be. That's what you need to know. That's
just like Zimmerman. You can't cross the line.
You can cross the line, bro. You're gonna boo the only guy that you are depending on. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm with you, man. What was your reaction?
I know you guys are stupid in New York, but now I never thought it was that much.
You're dropping wisdom, man. You're right.
Bro, you booing your hero.
I'm not.
Stop booing your hero,
bro,
Sam.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I know.
I'm not the only one at the stadium.
Papi.
What was your reaction when Nomar got traded?
That hurt.
Nomar got traded.
So sad.
It seems like he was needed. Even if that's my boy, things change for good. The thing is that you can have. When he got traded, remember, it was in the middle of the season. And what ended up happening? We end up winning the World Series. He has a distraction, and he was creating a distraction. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? He was chasing his contract, what I got no problem with. But at the same time, we were trying to win a World Series. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like the thing wasn't contra with what was going on. They make that move, and it looked like they were right. Don't you think?
I mean, it looked pretty damn good after, going down 3-0 and coming back. Yeah, they look good. The results look good.
And I tell you what, they went and get the piece that we really need. A guy who basically came in, played good defense. He wasn't a home run hitter, but he was really good at moving, running over, and doing his thing, and that helped us to win a World Series. Look, man, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good I am. If I don't win, who cares? You guys are talking to me right now because I'm a fucking winner.
That's why I love you. You're a winner.
If you don't fucking win, it doesn't matter. Personal number don't matter. Personal number don't fucking matter. What matters is win. You're gonna remember every single motherfucker that was in the 2014, 2007, 2013, 2018. Yes, because what? Guess what happened?
Win.
We won.
No one remembers second place.
Edelman, right there. You know why you're gonna remember him? Because he will pass and won.
Any
You know how many great baseball players went through the Red Sox that nobody remember them? Because guess what? They never won. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Speaking of winners, I mean,
winner, chicken dinner, homie.
Speaking of winners, you played alongside another winner, one of the great power hitters of this era, one of the great hitters of this era, Manny Ramirez. Any great Manny stories? Anything you learned from him?
Oh, I learned a lot of things from Manny. Manny was one of the best hitters I have ever seen in my life. But Manny, he got his own way to do things, and that was him. Boy, great human being, good guy, hard-working motherfucker, man. Because let me tell you, Manny wants you to believe that he was lazy, wants you to believe that he wasn't into it. But numbers don't lie.
What was he?
You know what I'm saying?
What was he doing in the Green Monster all the time? I just always remember he was always
exactly.
What's my guy doing?
He was his own. He had his own personality, man. I'm telling you, that was hard. That was hard to fight. But That's exactly how it was.
What about Pedro?
You know, and
what was Pedro like?
no, Pedro was more down here. You know, Pedro was more simple when it comes down to personality. Pedro just like having fun. But I thank both of them a lot because I learned, you know, part of myself that I don't know until I start, you know, watching them, watching their work ethic and the way they go by their business.
Now, what was the bigger celebration after the ALCS or the World Series?
The biggest celebration.
After you got past the Yankees because you guys knew you were going to win against the Cardinals, or?
No. We don't know we were going to win. I mean, it doesn't matter what I tell you guys right now. You don't know what's going to happen. Baseball is very unpredictable. Yeah, we went in and we whooped them. Yeah, that's fine. But we know we're playing against a great team. No, you got my boy Albert Pujol on that team. You got my boy Molina on that team. You have, let me see what else I can remember for that ball club. Wainwright, the nasty breaking ball. I mean, I can tell you tons of players that were in the ball club that made them be who they were. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know. We know that we play a great series against the Yankees, but we don't know that we're gonna turn down to be like that. We just went in, had as a firecracker, and we swept them. By you gonna hit now? I'm coming.
Any crazy
batting practice?
any crazy party stories from when you won?
We was doing the warm in the room.
You were doing the worm, Big Papi?
Yeah, you're gonna see my big old ass doing the warm in the room. I did a few times and they went, no. They was stop. We got another series to go. Stop.
Now, Boston's title town, and I remember when anytime you guys won, or the Bruins won, or the Celtics won, it like motivated us. Like we had to pull our end of the string. Did you guys ever feel that with the other teams winning?
I gotta say that was the best era of sport in New England. Those past 2 decades, and it was because it was because of it. It was because of what you just said. Watching you guys win, watching the Celtics win, watching the Bruins win, that was a motivation.
It's competition.
We had the really good competition going on in town. The guys did it. Fuck it, let's go at it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, being a New England fan of sport, those 2 decades had to be like the best time of all time because it was punching coming out from every different organization. You know what I'm saying? And the most important thing, we support each other. You know what I'm saying? When you guys win, Julie, we used to go there. You guys used to come to us. We used to go to the South. We used to go to the Bruin. Bruin used to come. It was like a family thing. I used to love those things. I used to love just having you guys coming over. We going to you guys. I mean, it was a great time, great era. And the most important thing, it was fun because everybody was winning.
It was, I mean, you were such a clutch hitter. Yankees fans respected you because you were so good in the postseason. You were great in the regular season too, but not everyone delivers in the postseason. And you did. Who are other hitters that you think of as just postseason monsters?
To be honest with you, I had to go to Bryce Harper. To me, is one of the most incredible hero of this new era that I have seen in years. Like what he has showed this playoff, bro, it is something that it's remarkable. It's something that you don't see every day, especially in this era where hitting is it's so miserable. Like I see guys hitting in the big league, and I sometimes tell myself, man, he's not ready to be at this level. You know what I'm saying? And you see guy like him performing the way he is. It's something that it's a special, bro.
All right, Big Papi. I know you got to bounce right now. Your son's about to take BP.
Yeah, he's about to do it. Look over there. That's him about to start hitting.
Tell him, if he wants
all the way down here to watch him.
if your son wants to play for the Yankees, I'm going to spread the word. No one's going to boo him. We could use some power in the postseason. So,
hey, listen, you got to earn that. It's not just saying it. You got to earn it. And that's why I think my boy Aaron Judge earned that. So
I want it on the record that we love Aaron Judge here. We want him to be a Yankee.
Hey, listen, I got to meet Aaron Judge once. Just one time. It didn't take me long to love him. He really will represent that organization. But he's, to me, representing the Yankees, he's a Jeter level, personality-wise. The guy don't show emotion. The guy is totally dedicated to his career. The guy just want to whoop ass. I mean, he's a great teammate. What else you want? He just went for the record. What else? I mean, if I keep talking, I won't finish. I mean, the guy have all the talent in the world to be loved by his fans. So I just don't think it was right.
All right, we'll let you get going, but before you get going, can we just hear it one more time? It gets me so fired up. What do we say after the Boston bombing? We what is it?
This is our fucking city.
This is our fucking
city. Nobody gonna dictate our freedom.
And this is our fucking city.
It was an epic look, man. New Yorkers were Bostonians that day. We felt it too. That was badass.
We love you, man. I appreciate you coming on, and I can't wait to see your son. I can't wait to see the genes get passed down.
He's coming. Dude's working extremely hard. I'm very proud of him. I mean, he's a good kid. He always listens to what I have to say. He always want to do things based on my opinion. And, I especially in the era that we are living, where the youth, they feel like they got everything figured out. He listens. He's a good listener. So
I love it. I can't wait.
Supporting him all the way.
You're the man, and I support you all the way. No matter whatever you need.
Man, Julian, you know that, baby.
You need anything.
What you running on those lines again, brother? You know that.
I love it. Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you, Big Papi.
Hey, I love you, brother.
Love you, bro.
Hey, you guys take it easy, man.
Well, the curse of the great Bambino.
It was lifted on this.
It was lifted
this year.
And you could just instant reaction. Just superstar.
Legend. He is Boston sports royalty. I mean, you realize you're talking to a all-timer for sure.
And just everything, his setting where he was, watching his son, hearing the baseballs getting dinged in the background. That's just Big Papi, and you could totally tell, like you were saying earlier, he's a player, bringing in current players. He loves Bryce Harper. He's pissed off about Aaron Judge.
Yeah, it's crazy that this dude is literally in the elevator defending Yankees. That's how much of a baseball head he is.
Seam head.
Yeah.
That's what they call him, seam head. But
sometimes I'll be on stage at the end of a show and crowd members will scream out comics names that they want me to shit on. I'm like, I get it. I get that it's kind of a brotherhood. You kind of don't want to do that shit.
No, and it's just for me, any guy that I competed against, now that it's over, in between the lines, you hate them. But afterwards, it's a fraternity of guys that
There's no one you still hate?
Nah, I don't really hate anyone.
That's good.
But it's because how hard it is to get to that level. And that everyone has a story.
Yeah.
Regardless of what situation you're in as an individual, it takes a lot to get to that situation, to be in those high pressure situations and to deliver in those pressure situations. There's always a winner and there's always a loser,
Yeah.
Lost a lot of those and fortunately enough, you can win some, and that's just how it is. You respect those. You have an ultimate respect for someone you compete against at the high level.
For sure. Especially being in as many big games as you and Papi were in.
Papi, man, he's got three rings.
Yeah.
3-ring club.
Well, we got to settle this prop bet. How'd we do, Jack? I know how we did.
Said no.
I know I lost.
I know.
I try. What can I do? It's two Boston legends teaming up on me. What am I going to do?
That was a tough
Let it fly.
I went for it.
You went for it.
I tried to get him to call his World Series buddy a coward. He wouldn't do it.
Valiant effort.
Yeah, dude. What's the legacy for this game? I mean, it's the first time ever a 3-0 comeback. And is it still the only time ever?
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy.
That's so hard in baseball. Just like he said, baseball could happen any like after they won this series, they still weren't. They didn't think they won everything.
You knew this team was kind of a team of destiny. Maybe they didn't even know at that point because they had the humility, going in against the Cardinals. You have to stay focused. But like as someone watching, like they're going to win it all. I felt like they were a team of destiny.
There was just so many instances where the Red Sox were that close, though. So I'm sure in that locker room, there was leaders in there like, hey, guys, we need to shut the fuck up. We need to really focus on this. We can't get this far just to get this far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was always the thing. Playing in the last game of the season, you're always like, we didn't come this far to just get this far. We got to win it. And it was just cool to hear him speak about that and how they stuck together. And I guess he likes the Mama Juana.
Yeah, I want to try it. You want to get Mama Juana?
We got to get some Mama Juana. Yum,
fucking...
you got any hooks?
Really?
Yum, get her in.
He drank it for breakfast, he said. Which
probably with the cereal.
That's pretty bad.
Should have asked him what cereal guy he is. I bet you Big Papi loves a good bowl of cereal.
What's your number one cereal? Like most underrated or Julian Edelman, like every day and a treat. What are your go-tos?
Every day when you feel like you're going to be healthy, even though it's not healthy, Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah, those aren't healthy.
No, at all. But they're not as bad as like a fucking Captain Crunch, or if I'm feeling cocoa-y, little Cocoa Pebbles, or maybe Fruity Pebble. It depends on what I'm feeling that day. I'm never a one cereal kind of guy. I like multiple. Up. And I do like to mix up. Sometimes I'll put Fruity Pebbles in with Captain Crunch, the regular Captain Crunch without the Crunch Berries.
It's like a cereal gangbang, dude.
I'm here for the gangbang.
Yeah, here you are.
Yeah. What's your favorite cereal?
I got a lot. An underrated one, Cracklin' Oat Bran is so underrated. That's a great fucking cereal.
Is that with the
people think
with
it's
the stuff with the O's, with the stuff in the middle? That's a very good one.
It's underrated. People think it's a healthy cereal. It's not a healthy cereal.
No.
But it's great marketing. It sounds healthy. Cracklin' Oat Bran, fucking not healthy.
Sugar Pops, I love Sugar Pops.
Never got into Pops.
My dad used to love or Smacks. Smacks and Pops were like the same thing.
Never liked either of those. I was a big Fruit Loops guy. That was a classic.
Fruit Loops good.
The chocolatey ones, you can't go wrong. Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs was crack. Remember when that came out?
Yeah.
That was crack. That's not breakfast. That's like
the thing is, I tend to stay away from the puffs and go with more of the pebbles because of the roof of my mouth.
The roof can get fucked up.
And that's why I love the taste of
Captain
Captain
Florida
Crunch.
in September. Am I right? All right.
But you eat some Captain Crunch. I love Captain Crunch and the Crunch Berries, but then I can't eat for 2 days.
The roof damage is real. It's the same effect as when you take a piping hot bite of pizza and the cheese slides off and you get that little burn. This is the breakfast version of that. Captain Crunch.
And you can't not eat pizza piping hot unless it's refrigerator cold.
Which I'm fine with. I'm cool with cold pizza, but I love a hot slice.
It either has to be burning my mouth or it has to be refrigerator cold for me. I can't do this fucking sitting out for 3 hours thing.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's lukewarm pizzas. Like, what are we doing? I want a hard stance.
Definitely.
All right. So the broken curse of the Bambino is really the legacy of this game. Boston winning a 3-0 comeback. I mean, I hate to say it. There's so many legacies in this game going on. That's why it's
and starts of legacies.
It is one of the most iconic series and games, and it hurts to say this because this is kind of, we did the 18 wins and 1 giant loss game, and this is kind of the flip of that, where you got to give it up. I mean, this is an incredible.
You know who I think wins?
Series.
No, everyone wins.
Not everyone. The Yankees lost. New York lost.
The New York-Boston rivalry, it just nourishes it.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't a rivalry at this point. It was a rivalry, but Boston hadn't won.
And it makes that Boston-New York thing like just that much better because, rivalry, both teams have to win. That's why I never really thought that, the New York Jets were rivals because they really beat us. But then you go with the Giants.
I remember a time Mark Sanchez knocked you guys out, though, right?
Yeah, but you got to win a Super Bowl to have that. He's also the guy that
they hadn't won at this point, so then this game doesn't count either.
Yeah,
because they hadn't won at this point.
They hadn't. But afterwards, the aftermath, because
true.
It would have been a rivalry potential for 1 year if the Jets went on to win one of those Super Bowls.
I wish they won one, even just
or
as
AFC championships.
Well, yeah, this is a classic. They did a 30 for 30 called 4 Days in October on this. Yeah, I will not be watching.
No.
I'll be sitting that one out. What's the lasting image for this? It's got to be something Big Papi related. Or
definitely that. And I just remember watching Sports Center and you would see all these old Boston people.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds crying.
Yeah.
People like this was like, that was such a huge thing for Boston people. They love the Red Sox.
It's a beautiful thing to share that with your kids or your grandkids.
Yeah.
There's got to be someone, though, who was like on life support in a Red Sox hat, and he died like right before Big Papi hit this home run. Don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
That's got to sting.
It does. But then, they probably afterwards, they cremated him and then they sprinkled him over Fenway and he grows as the grass.
That's beautiful.
So that person who died and didn't get to see it is Fenway Park now.
That's going to be like some sad novel. He grows with the grass. A Boston tale of my dad who passed away just before David Ortiz hit the bomb. What did we forget, Jack?
Not much. Pretty clean episode. Quick pronunciation check. Bill Miller.
That's what I said.
Bill Miller.
Bill Miller.
Me. I'm a
Kevin Millar.
He said Kevin Miller.
Yeah, Millar.
Millar.
Yeah, it's something I've been dealing with since 3rd grade.
It's all right. A little bit like, remember Letterman at the Oscars, Oprah, Uma, remember that? Kind of like that.
What did he do?
Remember he was doing like the Oprah, Uma Thurman thing, Miller, never mind.
I don't remember it.
I don't remember, but Jack, I take your word for it.
All right. We also talked Curse of the Bambino, or as some call it, the Curse of the Great Bambino.
Great Bambino.
1918. We said 1919 a couple times.
Oh, my bad. That was me.
1918. 6 years after the Titanic. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with Titanic.
That's when they traded Ruth.
Yeah.
Okay, but the curse is at 18.
So it adds up. Yeah. No, you're right. You're spot on with the Titanic one.
I love. Was it April 15th? I believe, because that was my parents. That's my parents' wedding, marriage thing, anniversary. Yeah, the anniversary.
We can call this game a Night to Remember game in honor of the Titanic. I mean, I don't know.
It also Jules' fit reminds me of having to get the Great Bambino's baseball back from Dennis Leary, that you guys lost in Sandlot.
Leary? Oh, that's
remember he was the dad with the Great Bambino's baseball.
How did Dennis Leary pull off playing an asshole? That must have been a really hard performance for him.
He's a Boston guy.
Oh yeah.
He is a Boston guy. He was the Fire Show.
Rescue Me.
Artie was in that.
Artie Lang?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw the show. I love Artie Lang.
Me too.
So the naming of the game, the breaking of the curse. The curse is over. Sorry, Sam. The Dave Roberts game, that's no. Don't let us win tonight, or we're not even going to say the 4 days in October, because there's a 30 for 30, and this is games with names.
It's the breaking of the curse, because it is in action. It is the breaking of the curse. The curse isn't over yet. The curse is over when you beat the Cardinals, but it is the process of breaking the curse.
Definitely. I'm going with breaking of the curse as well. It's the breaking of the curse. Let's score it.
Stakes are high. It's 100 years in the making, almost. 90?
Stakes are crazy
85?
high. But the individual game I mean, this is win or go home. This is do or die. This is cornered animal mentality.
What are we going? 8-8?
8-8. 8-9?
9-1? All right, fine.
We'll go 9. Star power.
I don't know if the stakes are that high though, because they haven't won in that long. Yeah, fuck, you're right. It's a 9-1. All right, star power is high, dude. I mean, this is a lot of I mean, the amount of all-stars we listed.
Hall of Famers. I mean, there's like 8 Hall of Famers on both teams. I'm sure in the stands you probably had Matt Damon, the Ben word or the B word. That's
Benifer.
Yeah.
Are they there, you think?
Let me look.
But man, we should have looked into that. But I mean, I think star power's got to be a 9.
9. It's a high.
though.
It's a high guy.
Gameplay. It was a pretty good game, unfortunately.
Went to extra innings. There's a walk-off. There's a fucking, a hit to get it into overtime or extra innings. Are we going like a 9er?
God damn, this is gonna be one of our highest.
Oh,
the name is high too. I hate that this might, dude. Is this gonna fucking overtake shit? The name is high. The name is like,
it's probably one of the biggest, most.
Are we going 9 again on the name? God damn.
9-1.
I'm angry how well this is scoring.
902.
Fuck.
902.
That's brutal.
902.
Is that our number 1?
It is number 2.
Behind what?
18-1.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
can't win them all.
We really got to reevaluate these scores.
No, we don't. I think it works properly. I think the system works.
I mean, I think those two are. Those are 2 big games, and I mean,
Yeah,
they are.
They're both Boston, New York, so it's appropriate that they're 1 and 2. Hey, Super Bowl, you got to go Super Bowl higher than a game 4.
You have to.
It's 1 game.
1 game.
Bigger city, larger population.
What about
18-0? That was when 19-0. We stopped history. We stopped history.
100%. I agree with Sam.
Suck it, Kyler.
I agree with Sam. And unfortunately, I'm on the short end of this stick.
That's damn right you are. Follow Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, @GamesWithNames. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts, and comment on a game you want us to do. Rate and review.
Comments. We want comments. And that's all for this episode of Games with Names presented by WynnBET. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you, Big Papi. We appreciate you coming on, taking time out of your day to watch and be a part of this. I'm Julian Edelman.
I'm Sam Morril. We'll see you next time.
Next time.